question here from Greg. How common is a university to have their own unique designed tartan?
It's actually reasonably common. It's becoming more common in the U.S. Getting it's another story. Unfortunately, if a university designs their own tartan, then generally you're going to have to go through their licensing department or copywriting and that kind of thing to be able to have access to it. And a lot of them will just flat out say, "Nope, sorry." Yeah. So or you have to go to I don't know. It is a big, long process fraught with tons of red tape. It's kind of difficult. Now, that being said, some universities, especially smaller ones, may not care. Or if your university does not have a tartan, you can actually go to the alumni office and say, "Hey, how about we design a tartan for the university and register it? That would be cool." The USU, the University of your Utah State University, we designed a tartan for their pipe band, and we actually supply their pipe band. So there's different ways to do it. Some universities are more clamping down on what is allowable and not allowable. Other universities are more freewheeling with it. So check your local registry.
I think sometimes they register it because some guy who was back in the history of the school was Scottish or Irish or something like that, and they're really into having it as part of the culture. Other times they realize that tartan looks nice and they can sell stuff in the gift shop with it. So the only way you can get the tartan is like on a scarf or something like that. You know what I mean? Now, this is not to say you couldn't use another tartan to represent the school colors. I'd say more often than people wanting a university tartan, they want a tartan that's in their team colors. Like around here, it's Penn State. People want to have a kilt that they can wear to games and stuff, or like alumni celebrations. So think about the colors of your school and then go through the tartan gallery and say, that looks like my guys. And that's a nice way to do it without having to pay for a custom weave or go through all the red tape that Rocky was talking about.
Yeah, the one problem I'll say, and going back to your comment about the school store carrying scarves and stuff, is generally when a school designs a tartan, they're thinking of pillows and scarves and hats and things that aren't necessarily going to be appropriate fabric for making a kilt.
Right.
So we do actually run into that situation kind of on a somewhat regular basis because, John Doe, who went to Alabama State, wants their tartan, but they don't offer it in a proper wool fabric to have a kilt made from. Yeah. So he ends up just kind of either having to beg them for permission to just get a single kilt length woven, or he has to get something that's, the school's colors.
Yeah. I think about the colors more than anything else.
Yeah. Now, the problem with the color aspect is most tartans have more than two colors in them. A few have two colors, like Menzies and a couple others. But most tartans have 4, 5, 6 colors in the tartans, and most schools or organizations really have two main colors, like Penn State being white and blue, or the Eagles being green and white, and that kind of thing. So you're generally going to have to settle for a tartan that includes the main two colors of your school and maybe one or two others.
Yeah. Well, Irish Heritage is great for the Eagles.
Yep, absolutely.
And we've sold Oakley as a fashion tartan that's mostly blue and gold, and we've sold that to a couple of different sports teams fans because blue and gold. A lot of teams have that. My high school had that. So nobody remembers the Crusaders though. I don't know.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.